got a song for you to hear. It's one of my boys.
It's one of your boys?
Mm-hmm.
All
We're really in the mood, babe. Let's get in the groove, babe. So what you got to lose, babe? It's just me and you, baby. Really in the mood, babe.
First couple seconds, listen. What you think?
I ain't really. That shit kind of ass. I ain't gonna lie.
For real?
I think so. I don't know. I'm just not. I like the beat. I like everything. You just like the shit not there. It's like I don't know. You should get another job.
Wow. He actually has another job though.
What's it? What is it?
He's a boxer. You know which boxer?
No.
Deontay Wilder.
Well, with that new information, that shit kind of fire. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. That shit going number one then.
Number one.
We getting to the point where like we getting to that realm where you talk crazy, we gonna have to end up seeing them. That'd be wild as
You
fuck.
said I should get another job, huh?
I'm telling you, that's exactly why. Like God didn't invent guns for nothing, but that situation right there. That's it.
For to handle people bigger than you.
Whoa.
All right, welcome to Crash Dummies episode 52.
We shooting this shit in the morning for y'all too.
It's in the morning, so
we dedicated. Y'all better run this one up.
So we probably would not be calling anybody because everybody is probably still asleep.
Actually, yeah, let's see.
So anyway, make sure you subscribe to us on all platforms. Rate us on Spotify, Apple Music. If you're listening to this on YouTube or watching this on YouTube, be sure to leave a comment for the algorithm. All right, let's go get into it. Did you see Versus?
Yeah, I saw the verses.
You did?
Yeah. I guess my initial reaction to it is just like singing can go away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you obviously got to practice. I don't think many people know that. Like, it's like...
Let's introduce the for people that didn't watch the Versus.
Oh, yeah.
It was...
uncultured people.
Man, it was a lot of shit. I can't... But the main event was really Mario and Omarion, right?
It was a Mario, Omarion.
He said Mario.
I said Omarion, Mario, Bobby Valentino.
But it was Omarion versus Mario.
Yeah.
Then it was Bobby Valentino and Ray J versus Sammy and Pleasure P.
Yeah.
They did a combined hit for hit because I don't think
they got enough hits.
Ray J don't got 20. Let's just say
Ray
that.
J don't got 20. Pleasure P don't got 20. None of them. I don't even think they got 20 combined.
Yeah. Pleasure P might have 20 by cheating though.
With the group.
With Pretty Ricky.
But he got some by himself.
He got a lot of hits by himself too.
Yeah.
So he might have 20. Sammy is a talented dude and he was acting like super like he can sing though. Like that's the thing. So let's just start from the lower tier and then work to the main event.
Okay.
So did you see the Ray J and that battle really?
Yeah. Ray J cannot sing. I don't think he ever could.
I don't think he don't think he can really like sing.
Yeah. He knew how to. I think he knows how to make music.
He always had that really. He still always had that like raspy ass voice.
Yeah.
But hearing that raspy voice live with like, especially with Versus, is one of those things where it's like, the only thing you really have is that little backtrack that's playing. But they're not gonna like auto tune your mic or anything because there's just too much. There's too much sound check, and I don't think they even did sound check for a lot of them. They didn't do no sound check
and too much talking.
Yeah, there's too much talking.
Ray J
exactly.
You would literally be able to tell why he's talking if they put as much auto tune as he needed. On there. So yeah, for sure.
So Pleasure P can still sing a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Sammy can sing.
And
Sammy, the reason Sammy can sing is he's like an artist. Like Sammy's a songwriter.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of hits just writing, right?
He can play a lot of instruments. Bobby Valentino can still sing.
A little bit. Yeah.
Sammy could really, really sing. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, Sammy can really sing.
Who else was in it? Bobby Valentino, Pleasure P.
Jeremiah popped out of nowhere. And didn't sound the greatest.
Nah, his voice is just hard to replicate. I would imagine.
I'm not gonna lie, he just had like a scare with COVID as well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta know yourself. Some bags are not worth.
For real. If I'm the freestyle champion and I'm freestyling before, the show and I can't get it right, then I'm like, hey.
Or even that, if me and you are friends, right, and I'm a singer and I'm about to go on stage and I'm like, hey, bro, let me listen to my set that I'm about to play, and that don't sound good to you, I would expect you to be like, hey, bro,
you got to play the song in the background, like Omarion did.
You might need to turn. That's when he got smart. We'll get to that. But that battle was co-main event was a shit show. To be honest, it was hilarious, but a shit show at the same time.
The thing I like about the verses is like they are shit shows, and that's why I think they'll always stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
People want the verses to be done, but the fact that they're a shit show is because most of these guys are making a certain amount of money to do the verses.
Yeah.
Right? So they try to involve as less people as possible. So they don't want people, like the people that they would usually work with on tour that would like choreograph, make sure this goes right, you jump in, timing, all this time and stuff. They don't want to pay those guys as they want to make as much money as possible. They're like, we'll do it ourselves. So now it's a bunch of singers with big egos running the show themselves.
And the thing about verses though, they're gonna run into a problem because right now Triller bought it from Swiss Beats and Timbaland, right?
Right.
And now they're trying to do this like paid model already, like pretty much behind a paywall, like a pay-per-view thing. They'll pay like $5 to watch it in HD, right? If you don't want to, then you can watch it on IG. But that's what most people like learned about verses was on IG anyway. But obviously, there's a benefit to watching it on TV or something, so you can go and do other things while it's playing.
Right. So maybe some people want to actually use their phone while watching verses.
You can't really do that when you're doing an IG. But the time they try to put behind the paywall, people were complaining because they try to put behind the paywall and not on IG. And people like was giving it to them because the thing about verses 2 is like they're gonna start running out of people that are interesting
that can actually
to do, because when you think about hit for hit, right, you're thinking about legendary artists.
Yeah, you got
right?
If you got 20 hits, that means you're a legend,
right?
Yeah.
So
like,
you think about legend, and then you start going down the list. How many legendary artists are still there,
and how many are willing to do it?
And then what is a repeat? Because there hasn't been no real repeat versus people. So it's like, what does a repeat versus look like? What does it look like if Omarion wants to do a rematch with somebody else, right?
Right, or like Gucci does it again versus T.I. or something like that. We've already heard Gucci's lineup, so it can't, like, you know what he's going to play.
So they're going to run into a problem one of these days. But then I think what they did with the Ray J and the co-host one, the co-main event, made a little sense because now you then open the door for 2-3 hit wonders, 4 hit wonders.
It's an undercard now.
Yeah.
So now you can do tag team.
Exactly.
With the people that, you got 3 hits, he got 3 hits. You got 3 hits, he got 3 hits.
Exactly.
Let's throw y'all 6 together and then see whose like fan base is bigger for the 7th and 8th hits.
Exactly. Because then that puts, it opens the range of artists that, because there's still like Bobby Valentino has hits, right? Like really mega hits.
Yeah.
Ray J had mega hits. Everybody has mega hits. But now, anyway, let's get to the main event so we don't stay on this way too long. Did you watch that as well, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
At first, people, this is the thing I didn't understand what people were saying at first. A lot of people on Twitter and everywhere else were saying Omarion's going to wash like Mario. And when I thought about it, I was like, yes, Omarion has hits, right? But Versus is never about just the hits, as we saw when Dipset went against what's Jadakiss group again? Why am I forgetting?
Locks.
The Locks, right? And on paper, Dipset has way more hits than the Locks, but the performance-wise that the Locks did that day just stood out because they seemed like they were so in sync. They were rapping their tracks. They didn't have like in rap, when you have a backtrack playing when you're rapping, it doesn't sound good. It just sounds, you know what I'm saying? That's for R&B people, and they had no backtrack. They were just rapping.
And it's probably even worse than singing because I could just go like Mario did, just go on like a riff of a song. Even if you don't know, I'm just showing you how great of a singer I still am.
Exactly. So at that point, it wasn't even about hits. It wasn't even about hits for me. It was about just straight talent versus talent. And I was like, Mario got them hits too that like are nostalgic. I feel like Omarion's songs were like, there's just too much. He be dancing, singing, and all this stuff. And now there's beef with B2K and stuff like that. He's beefing with that whole group. They don't like him.
No, they don't like him. I mean, he was a star.
Yeah, but he wasn't. But looking back, like he wasn't really in the star. There's a lot of shit that I don't really want to go into this podcast. But we can talk about it another time. But there's like a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's going on. It's not really making Omarion look like the greatest guy ever.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to get into.
Yeah.
I had a question for you.
Hey, what's up?
Would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the dumbest? But plot twist, your IQ doesn't change from what you have now. So either everybody goes under you or everybody goes over you when it comes to IQ.
Oh, so then, but wouldn't that theoretically make me the dumbest person in the world?
How? If everybody goes under you. So
No. The other way though.
if everybody, the dumbest. That's the dumbest. That's the question.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Like, talk about I stay at the same IQ level now though.
Yeah.
No. I'd rather be the smartest. We might not get far in the world, but
That's selfish as fuck.
no.
Oh my God.
I can't because listen.
That now you're the nobody because you don't know how to do surgeries.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So now no one can get a surgery because
Yeah.
you're the smartest guy.
But then if I'm the dumbest person, then everything I work for, everybody already knows how to
That's
do.
selfish.
It's not selfish. Yes, it is selfish. I'm thinking about myself.
That's crazy.
All I have to do is further my education.
Yeah, true. But you ain't got that much time, Bucko.
What would you do?
Huh?
What would you pick?
Nah, I'm just thinking like, I'm selfish a little bit. So I'm thinking about the other side when I should just be the dumbest. But if I'm the smartest, people are gonna be coming to me for ideas and shit. And I don't really know, and I'm just be telling them shit.
Yeah.
They're like,
Run
sir,
with it.
you know how to change a heart? I'd be like, did y'all turn it off and turn it back on? Did you unplug the heart and plug the heart back in? All right, go try that and then come back to me.
Yeah, especially during remember the PlayStation 1 days or the Nintendo days. I'm like, hey, how do you make this work? I'm gonna tell you something right now. Just blow in the cartridge.
That was crazy. How many of y'all boys was blowing at an early age? Y'all was blowing the shit out them cartridges. I seen one dude open up the game system, the two flaps, and blowing it. I said,
Hey,
"Oh, you a wild boy."
When games used to not work, bro, we had the dumbest remedies that never made any sense.
Man, I used to the alcohol days with the CDs.
Yeah.
Man, I sat a CD and I heard somebody say you got to sit a CD in alcohol.
Yeah.
For 3 days. So I made this plate and put alcohol in it and put it in the fridge. And my mom found that shit and she was so hot, boy.
Bro, I used to use the alcohol wipes to wipe it to wipe the CDs.
Yeah, I did that too.
I was blowing inside the system, everything.
Whoa.
No, seriously though, that shit was like.
That boy was blowing.
It's just
That's
fun-
what I'm saying. You got to actually push the flaps.
Yeah.
And blow in it.
It's just funny, like the dumb like I remember when my parents used this. I forgot who. Maybe it was my parents, but when batteries used to run out, like say like a AAA battery, you'd have to take the battery out and lick the ends.
Nah, you got
And
to say the tip. Yeah.
and lick the end and then put it back in.
Yeah.
And it would work.
Hey, but you feel like you would feel the electricity on your tongue?
Bro, you know the square batteries? You ever put your tongue on one of the sides of it?
Whoa.
And
nah.
it kind of had a little electric. It was like heat.
Nope.
No.
Nah, I ain't with you on that one, Bucko.
Bro, I used to do dumb shit, bro.
Man.
I used to put pennies in my mouth.
Bro, I used to do all type of shit, bro. My game would overheat. One time I put my PS2 outside in the winter because it was overheating.
Yeah.
I froze my shit.
Nothing like leaving your game on.
Man, because you ain't got no memory card?
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that we used to have free nights and weekends
Oh, you talking about for phone
for
service?
phone services?
Wow, yeah.
They're really trying
remember
to dictate how we speak to each other.
It's like only after 7 p.m. And I never really thought about when did that end?
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things you never know the last time you're gonna do something. Like when was the last time that?
No, I was saying when did it end? Like it started at 7.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
When did it stop at 5?
I think it stopped at no, it was there during midnight because I had a couple of midnight calls. Yeah,
Maybe 2 in the morning.
it had to be.
We was talking till bar closed and didn't even know it.
That's a crazy time.
Hey, imagine you arguing with your girl. You got to wait till 7. Man, I swear to God. You lucky. You sending her a text. Hey,
Yeah.
you better be available at 7:01.
And you didn't have free text messaging either. It was like a limit, 1,000 text messages.
Yep.
8th grade, bro. I thought I had free. I thought I had free texting, and this is the first time I started talking to this girl. Was on a texting spree. $1,000 bill.
Oh boy, damn.
$1,000
It
bill.
must have been when like Verizon and Sprint used to be tripping back then.
Boy, I forgot what we had. I know I went through a good phone phase. I had like the Sidekick. I had the BlackBerry because my dad used to always sell electronics, so he always got me like the better phones.
Yeah.
But then when that happened, I had these cheap one, like I think it was T-Mobile that had this little sale. It was like a 1 cent phone. All right. It was a Kyocera flip phone, gray, nothing on it.
That boy had a
Crazy.
police phone.
Crazy.
That boy had a trap phone.
You know I had
for
a
real.
BlackBerry when I came to Lakeland?
I had a BlackBerry too, but I had it in 9th grade.
I had a BlackBerry when I got to college.
That's crazy.
My freshman year, I had a BlackBerry. I still had that Nigerian in me. Nigerians love BlackBerry because that little
y'all don't
BlackBerry
use-
Messenger.
Oh, I thought y'all used cans with strings. Shout out to the nation. What are you drinking?
Some coffee.
What kind of coffee?
Iced caramel latte. That's my go-to. I'm a
Iced-
coffee head, boys.
You definitely are a coffee head. Okay, I got a question for you. Don't you hate when you log onto a website and it gives you the "I'm not a robot" test? Have you ever felt that before?
Yeah, a couple times.
I felt. Hey, when they ask me they ask you a question, and they'll be like, "Push everything. Select every picture that has a roof in it."
Yeah.
And it'd be like a car. You'd be like, "Is that a roof?" You be start questioning shit.
They get so specific though, because even say the roof, right?
Yeah.
Select everything as a roof. If you click the edge, right, that just has the corner of the roof in it.
Right, the roof in there.
Yeah, the roof is in
And
there.
they say you got it wrong.
Yeah.
And they be like, "No, you a robot, bitch." Kill your ass, dog. That shit is annoying, bro. How
Yeah.
the fuck you gonna tell me a robot? Would a robot select this?
Yeah.
He would miss something like this.
Like it was another one was like select every picture that's a hill. I'm like, all right, is this mountain considered a hill?
And they got Tyreek Hill sitting in the corner. He like, hey. Hey.
Your question and shit. Gotcha, bitch.
Right,
It'd be,
so
it'd be
select-
funny if they like.
If they did select a soft ass dude and there was like 3 pictures of you like, hey, hey, fuck going on?
It'd be funny if there were like severe consequences to failing that. Like, say we had like the robots were like trying to take over the world, and that was the way to try to catch the robots.
Yeah.
And you actually failed that test, and the SWAT team just busted to your house. I swear, I'm not a robot.
No robot live here.
What would you like? What would be a thing to identify what a robot is from a human these days? Oh, speaking of, this is complete sidetrack, but not a sidetrack. So this Google worker, right, pretty much was a whistleblower for saying, hey, what they're building over at Google is scary as shit. They got these AI robots who have consciousness. And guys can Google it, but there's like a whole like 200-page transcript of him talking to this robot, this AI machine, saying, hey, what kind of feelings do you have? And then the robot says, I have all these feelings, this and that. And even to the point where it's like, how do I know these are just not programmed responses? And I forgot what he said about that, but it's like the answer is just given just like really creepy. And it's like, robots really about to take over because they're trying to create robots with consciousness now. And it's like not even programmed consciousness. And to the point where you might be one day able to take your conscious and put it into
A robot.
a robot.
Right, and live forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think do you think that's what like keeps us who we are is our consciousness, right?
Yeah, honestly, I don't give a fuck. That's for our grandkids to deal with and our kids. Good luck. We good. We
Yeah.
just got to deal with this this marching shit. We got to do our job.
Yeah. Make sure y'all good. That's it. I think our generation, just people now, I think we're so aware of the impact that what we do now can have for the future.
True.
Whereas I feel like the people back then, I don't know how far along they were thinking. Just because like
I mean, how far along are we really thinking?
we're not thinking, but I'm just thinking like about history, right? Where you go to school, every kid, black, white, Mexican kid can go to the same school and get the best education possible, right?
Right.
and you can learn about stuff that happened in the past. I feel like back then, that's because it's more in the past, like the things they're learning are more, one, there might not be all the information there because it's biased information, right? Yeah, like I said, there just might not be all the information there. And I feel like we have way more information about what was going on. So I think, I would like to think we'd act differently to avoid what happens in the future. But I think we have a better grasp of what's going to happen in the future than people like in Martin Luther King. You think people like just back then even like thought about this, right? Like thought about people having the same water fountain and stuff like that. And people now know that in 50 years, 60 years, America's popular demographic is going to start shifting to like more like mixed kids, and you know, white people might not be the majority here anymore. India is going to become the biggest English speaking country. So I feel like we know those things, and the people don't like back then. So it's just like I feel like we act differently than obviously the people in the past too.
Yeah, we just got. I mean, we got a lot more information. Yeah, and those people in the past are in positions of power now. Yeah, to like help us out.
Exactly.
Just be like, yeah, that is. I mean, that is a long way to come, and that's like crazy. That not to say they were short sighted, but back then, at least what we're thinking about is possible. Mm-hmm. Like, if I have a kid and I train my kid to be president, I know my kid has a shot. Yeah. Right? It might be, obviously I'm not a politician. I have no family members that are politicians. It might be a longer road, but I got a shot, right? Yeah. They were back then where it was like, damn, we marching, and I don't even think we got a shot to drink out to go to the same school.
There's definitely less hope, but that's what I believe that's why the people that did stand up, like Martin Luther King and all the hierarchies, because they weren't short-sighted and they had that vision that things could change. Why it was so powerful, because it then empowered other people when it wasn't like no hope and shit like that. So
right, definitely, like
us now, we're like, man, we already know what's going on.
But it's weird, like with the hope thing is like sometimes there's no hope for us, like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes we think stuff is impossible, especially with this like obviously Roe vs. Wade, police brutality, and then like every like month we just brought back down to earth. Like, yeah, this shit's still a reality. Yeah, this shit could still happen. Like, yeah, it could still go this way if you wanted to.
You hear that new Beyonce song?
Nope.
Your flashlight is on.
I know. I've been recording.
You recording?
Yeah, record just in case.
The Beyonce song was cool. It was I don't want the Beehive to come after me, but it was all right. Another damn song. I don't think her whole album will be like that. But
you never know.
Yeah, you never know. If anybody can do it, that she can, because
she can do anything.
But I feel like everybody's going into this like house music wave now, whereas like I kind of was thinking about it over the weekend because Drake obviously came out with the whole like house music album. Now Beyonce came out with that same sound, and I think a lot of this stuff prepares people for tour. Because when I think about, and I know this is a different genre of music, but Flo Rida and Pitbull, we had the discussion about them, right? Yeah. They make that type of like doing that type of music, right? And they're making millions of dollars a year, right? Right. So I feel like Drake and Beyonce and all these people, they're just thinking about like what type of music like can I make that just gonna like I'm go anywhere I want, a short festival, and just play these two songs and like getting people like hyped.
That's I think that's what it is. Yeah. And I think Drake had I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but my theory is Drake had an experience where he was not liked for the first time on stage. Mm-hmm. It was at the Tyler Creator event, mm-hmm. and everybody was expecting Frank Ocean. Yeah. And they got Drake, which is like a crazy genre switch. Yeah. So you can see why you're disgruntled, but it's still Drake. But they know Drake. I think Drake is trying to get a universal jam. Yeah. Like Tim's. Who's that other guy with Tim's?
Wizkid?
Yeah, Wizkid. That song, like no matter where it's at, that could be at a country music concert. Mm-hmm. It's gonna play a hip hop hardcore with Jadakiss as the main guy, still gonna get played. Yeah. It could be at R&B. It could be at Bryson Tiller and Chris Brown set, still gonna play. It could follow after Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's on a damn song, still gonna play. So that Essence song can play all there, and I feel like that's what these dance songs are gonna do. They're gonna be more universal. So now I can walk into Germany, anywhere. These countries that maybe I haven't tapped in. I'm not sure what's Drake's reach and Beyonce's reach, but I'm sure there's countries that they aren't tapped in, like maybe Nigeria or different places in Africa, to be like, man, if I could pull from these, this is gonna like push my streams up. And I know my fan, but like the Beehive is a Beehive.
Yeah.
The Drake, whatever his
yeah, and then
they are there. They're gonna be with them through every album.
And Drake did sign a new contract. That's why sometimes I hate listening to other podcasts sometimes, because I'll have the same sentiment as them, but now they said it already. I'm like, damn, I copying them. But either way, Drake signed that new contract with Universal. It was like, which was like 400 million, 500 million, right? Mm-hmm. I think now he's probably in that time where he feels a little bit more free to make like the music that he wants. Like there's no, like, what else can Drake do to really like make that next leap, right? It's like,
I mean, that's a good point, because he could have just
he got his money already.
Yeah, and he could have just been, I mean, he was technically still signing to Cash Money, right? Your stuff has to still go through Birdman. Mm-hmm. Not saying like, I bet you he had like a lot of freedom and didn't have to report to anybody, but I'm saying like, you want Birdman to like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's still your boss at the time, and you still want Wayne to like it, so you're gonna push that out. But I feel like now he's in his own space, and he's like, man, he probably has wanted to do this for a long time.
Yeah.
He's like, what can I do now? I feel like Lil Wayne did the same shit. Like, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah,
like, this is what I wanted to do.
He made rock music for sure. That's crazy.
For the longest time.
Yeah.
Look at Snoop Dogg. He made a reggae album.
He started skateboarding and shit.
I saw a joke about Snoop Dogg's reggae album last night from, I think Hannibal Buress said it. He was like, if you're a hip hop fan, I just want you to know, if you're a hip hop fan, you probably don't know that Snoop Dogg has a reggae album. It was like, if you're a reggae fan, I know you don't know Snoop Dogg has it. They said that shit was ass, but still a legend. Still
you see
legend,
that white reggae group that won best reggae album?
Nah, I didn't see. I mean, do they have white people over there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, but it's like a group that I don't even think they're from Jamaica or anything.
Oh, that would be wild.
But they all of them have dreads. I gotta find. But their music is reggae music.
I mean, that like, what is
like, yeah, what is exactly? They make reggae music.
You could say like, okay, if hip hop originated in New York, no, that means Drake is out of there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he's from Canada. He's not even from America. If you say it's like hip hop is Americanized,
because I just think reggae is just such a cultural type of music too. Yeah, like when you think about Afro beats, I'm thinking about all of West Africa, pretty much. Like,
I get what you're saying, but hip hop is like
a more universal type of music.
I wouldn't even say universal, because you could say that you kind of, I know a lot of people don't like this, and a lot of people say you come from somewhere in Africa. I understand that. But if you're African American, you're grouped into a culture. Like, it is a culture. You know what I mean? We just don't have our own language or anything, because you know what I mean? We're forced together. Yeah. So like,
you know that thing that happened back then.
That's why I think like obviously white people run the industry of music. The white males do. The majority of them do. It's white males that run the music industry at the toppest level. That's not even a word. The top level. Yeah. So, but the gatekeepers are still black. And if they don't approve of something, you can't. I feel like they can push you out. And it's like, who are the gatekeepers? You get what I'm saying? So you have to be really good.
I kind of froze for a second. Yeah. Like, I thought it was a rhetorical thing.
You gotta be really good in that genre. So the reggae guys must be really good. Just like Eminem, Jack Harlow, Russ. Like, these guys got to be super talented. Yeah. Or people just going to call you an industry plant.
Russ half black, I think.
Or Logic half black. I don't think Russ is half black.
You don't think so? I think I've heard him say nigga before.
No.
You don't think so?
Not a chance.
I think Russ is like black and Italian, bro.
Nah. I know Logic is.
Yeah, Logic is. He always says it.
He always says, yeah, he let us know.
This is Russ black. I know you. No, he's not half black.
Told you. So if he said that before, Mike, why is he so comfortable saying it around you? Russ like, hey, I ain't say that shit.
Hey, chill out.
Hey, what's going on, dude? You definitely spreading false ass information. That's a wild ass rumor to start. All right. I saw a tweet. Some dude tweeted and said basketball players don't come from the trenches anymore. One, it's not really true, but basketball players that come from the trenches, which I know personally, just being from like a city that's technically the trenches, they're just caught at a younger age now because there's so much cameras.
Yeah.
So if you're 7, 8, 9 and you become the best basketball player from your city, I guarantee almost every hood is surrounded by a suburb on at least one side of the town.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that suburb is going to come get your ass.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you can get my kids in the suburbs a championship and we can help you get money. Some people do it out of goodness of their heart. Some people do it because it's going to bring the school recognition. How many times have you seen like a star player that's in a suburb who probably it's a school that with tuition, they tuition a man for free to play basketball because it's going to bring recognition to the school, which brings boosters, which brings money, which brings, okay, he went to now, I can't even think of a high school player. Just look how LeBron made his high school famous. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that high school forever now. Now that high school has crazy boosters, obviously LeBron's one of them. Yeah. And that's part of it too. I want you to be famous. You're going to donate back to the school, and the school is going to get bigger. Yeah. It's just like, that's why they don't come from the trenches anymore. Like, there's still people from the trenches, but they're not going to stay in the trenches that long if this motherfucker is averaging 50.
If they're hooping.
52 points a game.
Because even now, they can get paid. Like
now it's crazy. NIL deals.
But now, even though it's happening more openly now, it was happening back. It's still before the 100%. NIL deals.
Look at Chris Webber.
Like, all these, like,
he got paid to go to Michigan.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Even, like, the way they make you go to camps, right? Like, if you think about these Adidas camps, these Under Armour camps, and these Nike camps, right? What they do is, like, they want to recruit these kids to come play in their tournaments, right? So now they're accustomed to the love from, say, a Nike, right? Nike was sending me shoes since I was 11 to play in their AAU tournaments, right?
Yeah.
They always send me gear, free stuff. So now when I'm make it and I'm big, now it's like, I have to show that love back. Like, I want to sign with you guys. I have that relationship with you. So they're already building these relationships with these kids at a young age and making sure, like, sometimes they're making sure, like, shit's good. Like, you got your school paid. They won't give you any money, like, outwardly like that, like, because they're not that dumb. Nike's not dumb enough to do that, even though they probably have already. But they'll do little stuff like get your mom a gift card to some places and stuff like that. Just like random shit, pay your school fees, pay something, just little random stuff they can do to help out a little bit, just to kind of build that relationship. Make sure you go to a Nike school. Yep. It's like one of those things that kind of like, it's just, they're like you said, they're all from the trenches, but with cameras and social media and stuff like that now,
it's hard to keep them like,
you can't just, like, when you're in the trenches, the hard part is just the exposure. Even when we're younger, like, no offense, seeing some of these, like, suburban schools, if I played football there,
oh my God,
I would have been like I could probably would have been at any school in the country I wanted to, right?
Literally with the same skill set.
Yeah, with the same skill set. It's just that the exposure was there, which when you get exposure, even though you might not be as good as like some other, but they can see the potential, right?
Yeah, and you start to learn stuff that that I had to get all the way to college to learn. I'm like, damn.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, this is how you do this. This is easy. Mm-hmm. If I would have picked this up my sophomore year in high school, I would have known I got to leave here.
Exactly.
I got to get to another school. I think that's everybody, like anybody coming up from our generation that played in the hood and graduated from the hood. If you could go back, the first thing you would do is switch schools. Yeah. Because like no matter what I do here, it's always either I'm playing with people that aren't trained as much as me or aren't talented as me, or the coaches. That's another thing. The coaching probably isn't good. Mm-hmm. That's the main part. My coach never I had to go out and put my own tape out there.
Exactly.
And all that stuff. Where
I can't even get my highlight tape.
Some of these schools have it within their service. Like, oh, here's your highlight tape. We already sent it to this, that, and this.
Some of our games aren't even recorded.
Man, don't even get me started on that.
I remember I got back from Nigeria and I wanted to play football because I haven't played football in like 3 years. I asked my high school coach, is there any tape of me playing football? Because I was getting recruited by Illinois, right? University of Illinois, and I'm trying. Can I get any tape from you? Oh, we don't got none. I'm like, fam. Like, what do you mean you don't have no tape? Like, or you just don't want to look through the damn cassettes?
Yeah, our shit was on like CDs and like
VCR.
only the coaches had the CDs and they gotta burn it. Like, what type of shit is this, bro? Can't even watch myself on film.
Yeah.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah, y'all got it good now. Younger kids are playing sports.
All right, I got a would you rather for you.
All right.
Would you rather be able to fly, but only backwards,
Sheesh.
or turn invisible, but only when you're blindfolded?
So both kind of involve me not being able to see that much,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But I probably would still rather fly backwards because at least my eyes are open to an extent, right?
Right.
I just have to fly backwards. I might be able to peek back and then use my peripherals.
I would-
but blindfolded and being invisible, like, what am I supposed to do?
Right. Unless you're just hiding from somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they find you, right?
The ops come in and you just like trying to walk
You
past
just put there. You just hope they don't bump your shoulder. You standing there stiff as hell.
them legs, invisible.
Hold on, he right here. Stuff his ass out. The blindfold pop out, your body reappear. Yeah. But no, that would be a crazy. I would definitely fly backwards. That's a crazy ass dance move.
Yeah.
Like everybody would come see me dance, even if I couldn't do no other moves. Bam, pop locking, bam. Oh, he's and then come back.
The only thing I would have to worry, and the only thing you
Start
really have
doing
to
the
worry
jerk.
about flying is the only thing you really have to worry about flying is planes, right? But it's
But you just stay at that level.
yeah, you can stay at whatever level
I
that you
think
feel safe.
I mean, you can look back at it.
Flying doing this is crazy.
It's wild, bro. You sitting all booty.
Mom, why is there a stripper in the air?
About some, you know how sticky it get.
No, that's wild.
No, that's wild as hell though.
No, both of them really involve you not being able to see.
I want to know who still eats at the dinner table.
Bruh, to be honest,
And like if you eat at the dinner table, I feel like if I eat at the dinner table and there's somebody else there, that will make me uncomfortable. Like if I'm eating at the dinner table, it's to be alone.
yeah, I think even growing up for me, I never really ate at the dinner table because my parents just working and doing stuff. It's just like food was everybody ate at their own time. Like there was no like.
I wouldn't say that. Not in my household.
When you were growing up, you guys ate at the dinner table.
Yeah, when I was growing up, for sure, you had to eat at the dinner table. It was annoying as hell because I used to like have my video game on, so I used to hurry up and scarf it down.
I'm talking about like as a family though, like everybody at the dinner table
no,
eating at
the
the same
kids
time.
though. My mom would never sit down.
Yeah.
With my dad, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just be in your room eating. Like
We still have to sneak to eat in our room because we always wanted to eat in front of a TV.
yeah, that's
And-
fire. Ain't that still the best thing?
It's like the most comforting thing. I don't know why. It's like
And you can't. I don't know the last time I ate. Obviously, you know if you're eating out, you're probably like talking to somebody else. But I don't know the last time I ate without any entertainment in front of me. Like,
Yeah.
that's wild. You
I-
got to be hungry as hell.
But the thing about because I have some clients that are in the fitness world and stuff like that, and there was a thing about that where when you eat food and you watch something, it kind of messes with your system to make you feel like you may be a little bit more hungry because you're not really enjoying and paying and consciously eating their food, right?
Right.
So your mental be like, man, did I even eat this, or like how many bites did I take? But like they thought like thoughtful like eating. So like put your electronics away and eat, and then see how much more full you feel because you're actually paying attention to what your body was consuming.
Wow.
But fuck all that. You gotta see do
Nah, fuck that shit. Them fitness dudes be taking it a little bit too far. Don't you shut your ass up and keep doing them diamond push-ups.
But no, yeah, I think dinner tables right now.
Nah.
I feel like family settings maybe, but it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like
it took the I feel like going out to eat is much more common now.
yeah,
And
for
that's
sure.
the equivalent to sitting at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only time I'm going to just sit and talk to you. Ain't much to talk about these days, man. Fuck we got to sit at the dinner table for. The content, that's like doing a podcast every night sitting at a dinner table. Like, damn, it's a pressure. Yeah, what y'all been on? What y'all do today?
Yeah.
Like, we've been in the house all day. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's why it's always arguments at that. Fuck you looking at. That's some prison shit to make people.
Your parents ever walk into your room and just look at you and then walk away?
Yeah, to see they just checking your temperature.
Yeah.
They probably just saw like, the news story of like some kid killing their parents and they got to come check your temperature.
Yeah.
Like, let me go see what my kid's on.
Yeah. My dad would just do that because sometimes we'd be in our room all day and she'd be like, I haven't seen you guys all day. So we're just chilling. Okay.
Yeah, they'll come in there and check. Y'all got a dead rabbit under the seat. What these boys in here doing?
No, that'd be crazy. Oh, I got a question. So, speaking of like the verses and stuff we've been talking about all the time, and then this conversation came up even in the Drink Champs interview that Chris Brown just did. The Twitter question was, is Chris Brown more talented than Michael Jackson?
The answer is no.
No, but you got to listen again. Talented.
You're saying like as a human,
just talented
or in music.
So that's what the mix up came up, right?
Right. Michael Jackson.
People were saying that Chris Brown is more talented, right? Just because Chris Brown can dance, Chris Brown can sing, rap, act athletic as hell, and MJ was just really like just talented musically, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where the question was, just like more talented. Because when you think about like Jamie Foxx and Michael Jackson, who would we say is more talented, right?
Right. I would say Michael Jackson, but
I would say Jamie Foxx, to be honest.
I would say Michael Jackson because even though they can act better than Michael Jackson, more athletic, probably rap better than Michael Jackson, his music is so far and above theirs.
Mm-hmm. That like makes up for everything.
There's still nobody, maybe Beyonce. There's still nobody that can touch him when it comes to hits. Like you could play his shit.
I don't even think Beyonce, bro.
And
Michael Jackson.
No, I'm saying like that's. I was gonna say nobody was close, but Beyonce's definitely close compared to everybody else. But Michael Jackson is so far more talented than them in music. It don't matter what the hell they do in the rest of their life. I wouldn't care if they could solve a Rubik's cube.
Michael Jackson sold 500,000 records this year.
That's crazy, bro. like undoubtedly the king. But another thing I want to say that sucks is like that when people get famous, right? And then these artists or athletes have to either ignore, come out and say that they're not better than their idol, or kind of like accept like a villain role of all these people that were put into place.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't realize like LeBron loved Michael Jordan. Probably still loves Michael Jordan. He looked up to Michael Jordan. So that's like somebody coming up and saying to you to like a bunch of different situations like, I bet you can't beat his ass.
Yeah.
And you either got to say, man, that's my boy. Or you got to say, yes, I can.
Yeah. I like the question when people ask us when we're in live sometime, who we win in the fight?
Right, who we win in the fight? Like, which route do you take today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, eventually, okay, if I'm LeBron, I get to the spot where I'm just like, all right, I think I am better than him.
A rookie just did that.
Right, just did that. Like, okay, I think I am better than him since you asking me.
Yeah.
Like, how many times you gonna take? And then Chris Brown just came in and just said, I would never be better than Michael.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a difference. And I also think Chris Brown can see how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Just like it went for LeBron. Like, I feel like if LeBron never said that, if he never said he was a GOAT, people already deemed him the GOAT. That's why MJ's GOAT status is a little bit like nobody can take it away. Because he's never came out and said that he was a GOAT.
Yeah.
He let the people do it.
I think it's easier for the people to do it too.
Yes, because anybody that says they're the GOAT, now people are going to pull your resume and then they're going to go back and see your flaws.
It's just documented. Like, just everything. We can go watch every play-by-play from LeBron and critique it better.
I know you can do the same thing with MJ,
but no one's gonna do that though.
No, no.
I can go back on YouTube and watch a full game, right? They couldn't do that and really see what happened. They were relying on Sports Center to tell them what Michael Jordan was doing.
And the people that do, they actually find that's the thing that's wrong with the people that actually go and do the research. There's probably like for any situation where there's debates, there's probably like, I would say less than 1% of the world that actually did the research to find out who's the better player or who's the better singer, like by stats, by talent, whatever you want to do. So there's only been 1% of the people out of the 100% of people that, or not, the other 99% of people that have the conversation that even like actually watch both. There's people that say LeBron is better than MJ that has never watched MJ.
Yeah.
People that say MJ is better that never sit down and like, let me actually watch LeBron and his best stuff and actually compare it to like Jordan's like mess ups and best stuff. Like they won't sit down and do that, which is even harder in music.
Yeah, it's really
Like, that
hard.
shit is impossible. Like
It's so subjective.
Yeah, you
there's
you
somebody that probably hates Michael Jackson. Music, right? Just based on preference.
The thing is, with preference, you're always so if I prefer Chris Brown, right, for some reason, I can always match up Michael Jackson's 20 versus Chris Brown's 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just grab my favorite 20 Chris Brown songs and say these are untouchable. Because there's some untouchables if you're a Chris Brown fan and you're the number one fan. And you're going to say, this beats whatever. I could literally throw you a better song, but you'd be like, oh, this is Chris Brown's greatest song. So same thing with Michael Jackson.
So now the other conversation about Chris Brown was the versus Usher.
That would be actually good.
I don't like it because of the errors, but
that's actually good.
Who do you think's taking that? Just goes. Don't know anything about performance or anything like what versus is. Let's just go hit for hit.
It's tough because it's really, really tough because Usher has some stuff that's like
nostalgic.
Yes, and it's nostalgic because it's been around longer.
Yeah.
Once we move, like, okay, so a classic from Chris Brown that's like super classic is I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. Yo. Like that's like crazy, right?
Run it, say goodbye.
No, just go off yo, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like crazy. That's one of his standard. Like if you put that against any other artist, it wins. But what happens when Usher puts Confessions on? These are my confessions, and it's just like Confessions is like crazy. But so is Yo. But you got. I feel like I have to give it to Confessions.
I might go with Yo on that one.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
Gonna lie.
It's all about preference.
It's a preference
too.
thing, dude.
And like some of the people,
if Usher plays, yeah, it might not hit the same for me.
No, hell no, he better not play that shit.
I'm annoyed with. I just don't like that.
No,
song
he got
anymore.
other songs. He got Let It Burn.
Let It Burn is tough too.
Yeah, that's a song about chlamydia. But
that's what Let It Burn. That's crazy.
that is wild. That song would never.
Usher already had one of his best songs. He can't even play.
Why?
Same Girl.
Yeah, that is crazy.
You know what I mean? Songs that man ruined for some people, they can't even play. Like they were featured on it. They were really good songs.
I'm not talking about him, bro.
I'm just saying though. It's just crazy.
That's wild, bro.
It's like I can't even play my song that I did good on because of your ass.
Cause your ass, freak ass,
nasty ass dude. Oh my god, yeah.
Will Travis Scott be able to come back into the spotlight?
Yeah, he's already done some performances.
Isn't it like he's sneaking in a little bit?
Yeah.
Like he popping up and then it's like, I think he's doing it the smartest way.
I think he won't hold a Astroworld for a little bit.
For a long time, I feel like at least for, I don't know, it has to be like 3-4 years. I feel like those parents of those victims will always like, anytime he throws a concert, like they're going to say something.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, it's like one of those things, like, how do you... Because I know the first time it's going to happen, he's going to have like a, it's going to be condolences to people, a moment of silence or something for the people, right?
It has to be.
But then you go right back into like raging. It just seems like a weird contrast of things. Like, just keep each other safe.
And who sends their kids there anymore?
Yeah.
I want to see his, like...
There'll still be people there, for sure.
Duh. Bro, one thing about America, as you're learning with all these processes, like, never be shocked.
Yeah.
Don't be shocked about anything. Like,
Nothing.
Going over briefly into the Roe versus Wade, women losing their rights for abortion, which is terrible. Like, I told people when it first came up
that it leaked.
That they were talking about it. I was like, the fact that they're even talking about it is going to happen because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The fact that they're even talking about it, I was like, it's going to happen. I knew I was right. I'm not shocked by anything.
That's why I was wondering why people were so surprised, because the thing literally leaked. Nobody was supposed to know that early on. Yeah, because they were trying to get that stuff passed and stuff like that. And whoever leaked it, now they're trying to find who leaked that information, because something to leak like that is crazy in the high courts.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, like it was bound to happen because they're already talking about it, and that they're I don't know how is it thing, like I don't want to be wrong, but I think there's like 7 or 8.
I don't know how many it is.
But most of them are 3 of them. That's the one that's Trump elected, and 3 of them have those values, and you need the majority vote to anything to pass, and they have the majority vote of people that believe.
9 Supreme Court justices.
Yeah, 9 per Supreme Court. Thanks for the fact checking. Damn.
Hey, yeah, I can't let you go out like that. But yeah, what's crazy is what I think happened as far as the leak is I feel like obviously there's been laws that have been passed within, the last 5 years have been controversial also. Nothing as controversial as this.
Yeah.
Right? This is Roe versus Wade. This is like one of the court cases that you learn about coming up. Mm-hmm. And it's just
I think it's been here for like 50, almost.
Just got overturned. It's older than us.
Yeah.
Put it like that. So I feel like the people that have this information, which I'm sure the 9 Supreme Court justices don't just go home and be quiet. Mm-hmm. They talk to their wives or husbands or confidants, best friends about like stuff that's gonna happen.
Well, I like that word, confidence.
Yeah. You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
That boy, reading dictionary. Let's go.
What? So they go home and they talk to these people. Somebody was like, hell no.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, usually like, I keep this information, I gotta tell somebody else. That's how it got out, because they knew it was wild to even be brought up. And if you know it's gonna be brought up, that means the people that have been waiting on this moment finally got the number they needed with the Supreme Court justices. And like, oh yeah, we finally got exactly what we need. It's time to get this fucking law.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they come for gay marriage law. I wouldn't be surprised if we back to having separate water fountains around this bitch. They definitely giving us a small one too. Shit annoying. Why they got that small ass water fountain? That shit. Fuck them kids.
They do got the little low ones.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's so weird, bro. I never go to the water fountain the same time somebody else is. Like, I'm using the big one.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And I ain't drinking out. I need the thing. Drinking out a water fountain is still wild. After COVID.
He said after COVID.
Because, but just think about this, bro. When COVID happened, they shut off, like, people using the same thing.
Yeah.
And they like, yeah, it's over. Y'all can go back to using the same water fountain. Like, nah.
I hate people that spit in water fountains.
That's wild, bro.
That's just the most. I don't even care if you wash it off. Like, that's just nasty.
That's just wild. You putting the germs like right on there, all your mucus. You gotta rub it with your finger to get it down the drain. You nasty son of a bitch.
But yeah, anyway, like back
I see somebody. No, fuck. I'm giving you a swirly right there in the water fountain. I see you spit in the water fountain.
You gonna drown somebody in the water fountain?
Freak ass.
That boy
spitting for.
That boy Trump was talking at a rally, and because people were congratulating him because he did pass the Supreme Court people that the 3-1 while he was in presidency.
Right.
I was thinking like, bro, I can bet some money that Trump probably paid for a couple of abortions.
Oh yeah,
for sure,
100%,
for sure.
I just think it's so wild. So I just want to say this because I'm sure we both feel the same way. It's so wild that people are controlling somebody's body. Like, I don't think some men can't get that like through their head. Like, it's crazy because I had to tell myself a couple times because I'm just like, damn, like can't get abortions. But I'm just like, is there anything that I want to do to my body that the government says, no, you can't do that if something happens to you? And I can't even like, I don't even know. It's like fucking breaking your ankle and the government be like, hey, if you break your left ankle, like you can't get that one fixed. We're not doing that. You got to recover on your own. We're not allowing you any access to help you.
Yeah.
Like,
or even think about it as simple as more in the same realm. It's just like, if I wanted to get a vasectomy, right?
Right.
Would that be considered?
I mean, women can still get their
I know,
tubes
but I'm
tied.
just saying though, like
yeah,
if that was the thing, was I didn't want to have kids anymore.
Right.
And they told me you can't get one. Like, okay.
Right.
The thing about it is that I just think the laws are really biased, obviously, right? This is nothing new. But like the same realm as people saying they don't want the government to control whether they can have a gun or not, right?
Right.
Are the same people that are cheering this on because they say it's saving a life. And me personally, if I I would not want to have an abortion, right? But but I'm not gonna put that on somebody else to not what to do with their body.
Right. That's what's wrong with America, bro.
It's like you can believe something, but not push your belief on somebody else,
and not even care about like their situation. It's like, why do you care so much about like what other people are doing? Like, you're saying you're voting for someone to have an abortion against a kid that you're never going to fucking see.
That you don't even care.
You don't even care.
You don't even care.
You just want the confirmation, like, yep, she had it, perfect, and you go back to living your life, like, bro.
If they're gonna do all that, they gotta like. It's like this other stuff has to happen. Then there has to be some type of healthcare. Some things have to change for one thing to change. But
there's definitely a bigger reason of why this. If you think any law is passed just for like the sake of like people's belief that you shouldn't abort kids, you're wrong. There's definitely like another agenda behind this that makes the powerful people more powerful. Yeah, look it up. I'm not gonna get into it on this podcast.
Did you see the New York Times article that was it New York Times? Yeah, New York Post. Sorry, but it was pretty much talking about this TikTok dude. It's got named Cabby.
Yeah, the dude that never talks. Yeah, and then he just shows simpler ways to people do. He went viral because he has all these videos of these people doing stuff. They're saying it's a hack, but the hack to do it, like, okay,
it's more complicated than if you just did it a normal way.
So yeah,
it's and then he shows it in his. But yeah, the black kid that never talks on TikTok, you've seen him before. Yeah, Cabby Lane, I believe.
Yep.
So New York Post had because he passed Charlie D'Amelio in followers, but the article title read, "Laid off factory worker unseats Charlie D'Amelio as top TikTok star with 142 million followers." Right. But the backlash was like they didn't even never mention his name in the title of the thing, but mention Charlie D'Amelio's.
I know, but you're putting this on Crash Dummies podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So it was news enough. If he had put just his name,
it would have been done just as good.
No, it would not. You would not be talking about it.
Yeah, because I would have been seeing it. He passed her before, and I saw it.
Just the fact you're talking about it on the podcast because that's what dude wanted. No, the dude that wrote that.
Obviously I'm saying they did that on purpose. Obviously, they knew it was going to cause some type of. They changed the article title though, back to his name, but not to
that's
use
what they wanted.
But the thing about they could use those same words and just added his name in front, like Cabby Lane on laid off factory worker unseats. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that there were a
lot of people don't know his name though.
They do know his name.
I didn't know his name,
but when you see him on TikTok, you'll know his name.
No, I didn't know his name. I knew Charlie's name though.
Yeah, but
I'm a light TikTok user. I feel like Charlie pops out of TikTok a little bit more than he does.
Yes, for sure, because she talks.
Right. And that would get me
she's a white girl.
That would get me to click on, and then I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, that dude. That makes sense that he passed her. But I feel like that's a good title. I know people don't want to hear that shit.
That's a good title.
And it sucks because he's black and Charlie's white, so it seemed like some racial undertone behind it. But that's a good grasping title. Good shit, bro. Do it again.
No, but
I try to get that boy fired though. Do it again, pussy.
No, that's a crazy title, but it's kind of crazy that dude's been gotten so famous just based off not saying
even
a
talking,
word.
Bro.
And it's not even like he never really has to think too hard about the content to make.
Nah, people probably sending him that shit by now.
And nobody can do the same thing as him anymore. Because if you try to do the same reacting thing and be like, you can't do it. And he has this little thing that he points. And I saw all the football, like American football, world football. They were doing when they score their goals.
Yeah,
they'll be like the thing he do. So he's like he's got some international.
Yeah. He got some clout.
Yeah, and then he has a deal with Hugo Boss. So he's been modeling with them and stuff like that. So he's got some stuff outside. But obviously, since Charlie talks American white girl, it's like she's going to be more popular. But I think even him passing her on TikTok, it was one thing that people wanted to do purposely as well, because it was that thing like get him to pass Charlie on TikTok. But 142 million followers on TikTok is insane.
That is crazy, bro.
It is insane without saying a word. And they call that, I think his type of content, they call that like these people that I watch their podcast constantly, they call it the over the shoulder method, right? Like the over the shoulder test, right? So if you can watch his content from over somebody's shoulder, you would be able to understand what's going on without you even hearing it, because it's so visual.
Yeah.
Where it's like something's happening and he does that and he explains it. I can get like somebody's watching our content from over the shoulder. You don't really know what's going on because ours is more vocal, but with his, it's just like
you can just look
visual.
A lot of people are doing. I don't know if you see this trend. A lot of people, when they're starting to duet stuff, they're duetting two other things. I mean, they're duetting two things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's called a duet if it's two things. But so it's them reacting to. Okay, let's say I'm reacting to some basketball highlights.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle, they'll have somebody doing that shave and the soap thing. Or somebody slowly taking the eggshells off the egg to keep the outer structure of it. So they'll have something playing in the middle of the reaction video. So they're like getting people to stay for another reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't see that.
Yeah, like it's crazy the stuff that people are doing now.
So there's a new law right now that says drivers in Florida can now get a ticket for playing music too loud. New law says. So pretty much is, according to the new law, if your music is plainly audible from a distance of 25 feet or more, you could get a ticket.
I feel like I don't like laws like that because I feel like they can be taken advantage of super easy.
Super subjective to what's loud.
So like what's audible? So audible is like, can I hear it?
Yeah.
Can I hear any part of it? So, and then like what's 25 feet?
Exactly.
Especially if you're like if I'm driving by a cop and the cop is like, okay, he right next to me. Like, how does he measure 25 feet?
We know why this law was made.
Yeah.
We know who plays loud music the most.
Yes. It's us. I knew it.
This is like, it's so, I hate laws that are so like subjective to the person, the person that could
know who's going to commit the crime when
yeah.
you make a crime, and it's not even truly a crime because like what is it really doing?
Yeah, there's just too much like what's loud to somebody can be loud to somebody different. And say like you're driving by and
actually
you look a little suspicious to me.
Since it's Florida,
yeah,
I don't think that's going to be the main target. I think it is one of them. The main target is going to be anybody that rides a Harley Davidson. You're screwed.
But how does that what can they do? That means they can't play music?
They got to wear headphones.
That is more dangerous.
Get some Beats by Dre.
Beats, put your ad here. But no, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those laws I don't like because it's like one of those laws that when a cop pulls you over and they be like, it smells a little like weed in here and let me search your whole car now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like say somebody wants to just pull you over just to pull you over.
Now they walk up to your car like, I see you like that Tupac, don't you, boy? A little hit him up. I heard about 25 feet back. Yeah. 25 feet? Like, what?
Like how do you tell like a cop they're wrong
like,
about
this
that?
is young boy, you lying.
Yeah.
What's up? You gotta ask them what song was playing. If they can't say what song was playing, I don't count. What song was playing?
Yeah.
They just guess right. He was playing some Flow Rider. I know it.
Especially if they don't like your music that you're playing.
I know, that's another thing. It's just like 25 feet.
What if it's like 20 feet? Like,
right.
What?
Right. Close enough. That ain't no Sam Hunt.
Yeah. Sam freaking Hunt. It's my boy.
He just came out with a new song.
Sam Hunt?
Yeah.
Why do you know this?
Because they put it at the top of my Apple Music. They starting to do that now.
What song do you listen to that makes you want to speed?
Omarion Speeding.
Speed. Every time I listen to like King Von and them and Lil Durk, I don't know why my hands start throwing on different gang signs for no reason.
That boy.
I'd be like, bro, I'm not even in the gang. Like, what am I doing right now?
What are you doing? You can't, man. That's crazy. Listening to that type of music before you walk into a corporate office. Like, damn.
Gotta get your mindset right.
That boy got out the car as an OTF member.
Some people really be taking that shit serious.
A little bit too serious.
Like the fans.
Yeah, they be in like the burbs
Especially-
talking about OTF, F4KT or something like that. Be like, if somebody from 4K Trade ran up on you, I don't think you'll be doing all that. Yeah, people definitely get invested in beefs because the beefs are like,
They make them entertaining on the internet.
it's almost video game like. It's like, oh, they got to slide back for them. And you don't get the concept like there's somebody dying.
And Lil Durk touched on this too, saying people about the comment of people saying he should slide for Von and stuff like that. It's like, all right, now if he does and he goes to jail, now he's dumb for doing it.
Duh.
It's like,
it's always something. That's I was talking with my my boss and
what were you talking to me about?
Huh?
So what were you talking to me about?
You're definitely not my boss. Fuck no. But
What's wrong with me being your boss?
nah.
Come on, man. Come on, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Fuck out of here. But he was saying like that Twitter is full of trolls.
Yeah.
And like there's no positivity on Twitter. It's just a bunch of people waiting on your downfall. So they're gonna just say the opposite of whatever you want to see. IG is a little bit more like when you diss somebody on IG. I feel like IG is a little bit more positive.
Yeah.
Obviously you can limit like who comments on it and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more positive, and you don't see as many negative people because it's like, I don't know, IG is not so burner accountish.
Yeah.
Twitter is burner accountish. Obviously TikTok is the most burner accountish, but like the more burner account
With just a text format.
Yeah.
So it's just reading. You're reading a lot more on Twitter than you are on all these other platforms.
Right, and you're like able to like, it's just like when you're able to do stuff without consequences. I feel like more of Instagram is just like, okay, you don't have, like, it's a picture.
Yeah.
You should be posting pictures. Eventually you're going to post a picture of yourself. Now you got to talk shit behind that picture. Whereas Twitter is like, you don't need a picture.
Yeah. I think with Twitter and why a lot of these social media platforms can seem so negative sometimes, because it's always the really opinionated people that will post something, right?
Yeah.
And when you're really opinionated, it's like the people that fall in the middle might not say anything no matter what their opinion is. Just like me, I probably wouldn't tweet all my opinions because sometimes like, why would anybody care? Or just, I don't really feel like putting my opinion out there, right? About a situation. So sometimes it can be negative. It can seem as negative because most of the negative people, they're going to want to put their negative opinions out there. And like a positive people, like a positive opinion, like it's all right. I don't feel as strongly to put this out there because it doesn't really,
Yeah. Why would I? Hey, right. And then why would I put a positive opinion out there
exactly.
if I agree with what you're saying?
Exactly.
You know?
You can't just type, oh, I agree.
Yeah. Right. Oh, this is great. Just like on Black. That's what that dumb shit they had us doing in college.
Yeah.
On Blackboard. Go comment under 6 people.
Yeah.
I agree with Michael, with what Michael was saying and how and then literally steal a sentence you said.
Yeah.
And I get points for it. Like, what did that teach me in the world?
Yeah.
It's like, that shit do not work at business meetings.
For sure.
You try to say that, like, oh, I agree with her, great idea. Everybody gonna be like, okay, where your idea?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all boys whack as hell in the comments. I just want y'all to let y'all know. Whoever that dude that got the Welvin profile picture, I know your Instagram. I found your stuff. We got a tracker that we hired. I know your stuff. The next comment you make, you gonna pay for that.
What'd he say before?
Something that Pat always wearing fake ass jewelry and shit like that. Boy, get your bands up, first of all, and get your real profile picture. I know you're ugly. Go hug your dad.
Oh my God. Why have I always got smoke for the listeners?
Nah, I'm sick of the dude shit. I'm gonna find his ass. So. I'm on your ass.
Whoa.
Huh? No, you already said something crazy.
No, doesn't mean that anything you say is not crazy.
It is, because it's below that.
Why is there a reflection on my pants? I did not notice that.
Right there?
From the window.
Oh, somebody got that beam on you. All right, y'all, man. Yeah, damn. Y'all taking up my time, bro. Hey, it's 5:45 in the morning. No kizzy.
Anyway, we appreciate everybody listening. We do plan on shooting next week, but if we don't hold us to it. But it is 4th of July weekend.
It is 4th of July. Y'all got to give us some privacy.
But I think we might have more time, so it depends. So
maybe
anyway.
we'll do some live. We thinking about. I ain't even gonna say that.
Yeah,
Fuck
we'll oh my God. episode.
Y'all starting to piss me off, man.
This has been episode 52 of Crash Dummies podcast. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Some of y'all cool.